What's up, everybody? Matty here. Gonna do a big old graded book unboxing. Next. What's up, guys? Matty here. Thanks for joining. Guys, I'm in my new workspace. Once again, we're going to do another live CGC unboxing, followed by a live CBCS unboxing with my hype man, my best buddy on the West Coast, Davey, in the house. What's up, Davey? What's up, other couple people watching? Thanks for joining, guys. So this CGC submission is cool because it was a lot of work to put together, frankly, because I was trying to help out a bunch of friends, customers, clients, etc. from the Instagram channel, Comic Sales. And so it's been a little bit tricky to juggle everybody's orders and figure out what goes to who goes to what goes to who. I've got a little cheat sheet here to show what belongs with whom. So Dave is making a bacon, egg, and cheese in my honor. Do me a favor and ship it over here, and I would love to snack on that in a few days. Thanks for making that for me, Dave. All right, so basically I submitted 50 books to CGC. Half of them, they kind of got broken up into two different orders of 25, which was to be expected. But they did it in a somewhat random way. So people's orders kind of got separated and so forth. So now this will sort of complete the orders for folks. I also have some other cool things to open, some other mail to open. Maybe I'll just do that last if you guys are hanging out and you enjoy watching me take things out of boxes. I got more stuff to take out of boxes. Also, guys, quick announcement. Tonight, my normal Thursday night claim sale auction will be here on YouTube because I've been meaning to try a sale on YouTube anyway. I think we're going to build a claim wall behind me like this. So I'll be sort of shuttling, maybe I'll be even standing up. Got to figure out the logistics of it. But we'll still do some auctions. We'll still do some raw books. But I just have so many slabs. I think I'm going to kind of, as I was sort of inspired last week, helping out Bry's Comics. Shout out Bry over at Bry's Comics. His claim sale, was just slabs, 6 positions for 6 slabs at a time, and just burning through them. We might do a little bit like that. Maybe not the whole auction, but maybe a part of it. And then we'll do new comic books of this week, most of them for cover price. And we'll do a couple of, cool books that I have on hand here, such as, are these not the books I'm selling? These are not the droids I'm looking for. I've got this John Royal G.I. Joe ratio that people have been looking for this week that's going to go up. And it looks like I didn't put the other auction books anywhere. Oh, here they are. Here's some books that are going to be for sale tonight at the YouTube auction. Ultimate Fallout 4 first print. Looks to be about a 9.4. I've got a Spawn #1 newsstand. It's looking similar grade, probably 9.4-ish. Probably some 9.6 outside chances there. You got probably like a 9.6 second print. I was thinking it was Pacelli, but it's actually the Bagley second print. Then this cool 1 in 100 miles book. It's pretty sick. Spider-Man #3, 1 in 100, and a nice foil Action Comics #1. So those are some of the books going up tonight. That's just the tip of the iceberg, I assure you. But you're going to see a lot of other books that are going to be available tonight as well when we take them out of these boxes. So here is a full CGC 25 book order. We're going to crack it open right now. Not actually going to crack the slabs, hopefully. These books are not a surprise to me in terms of the grades because I have been very impatient lately. As soon as I see that status change on the CGC submission page, I just have to see the grades right away. If it's a Paltrow severed head, I'll be very upset, Dave. I would actually be amused by that. I'd be tickled to find that. That would be such a hilarious joke for the CGC, for a disgruntled CGC employee to do. What's in the box? Oh, it's actually Gwyneth's severed head. Okay, so we've got 25 books. I know the grades already. You do not. All right, so you're gonna know them soon enough. Let's start on this end. So this one's fun for me because it's more of my books. All right, it's my channel, my books. All right, got more of my books coming in here. And I need to let my buddy CJ in when he arrives, so I might be checking my phone sometimes. Let's see, which side do we want to start with? Let's just start at the top here. So we're going to start out one of my books, a Macross. I don't know how you pronounce this. Am I shipping to Canada for my auction? Yeah, I ship to Canada. It's just sort of at cost shipping rate. So for any, like, the minimum amount it's going to cost to ship is $20 local plumber to Canada. If it's a slab or something, it might be a little more, maybe 25, 30, something like that. But it's basically just what it costs me is what I charge for shipping to Canada. Here is a Macross #1. All these books were pressed and cleaned by yours truly. And we got a 9.4 on that, which is pretty cool. I think the highest grade I've gotten on a Macross in the past was a 9.0, maybe an 8.5. So 9.4 is pretty nice in this book. First appearance of Robotech. Robocop? Robotech. I wish it was Robocop. More of a Robocop fan than a Robotech fan, I guess you could say. White Tiger says, I have the bell tapped, but what time am I starting? Good plan, White Tiger. I like the cut of your jib. Smashing that like, smashing that sub, smashing that bell is a great way to stay in the know. But we're gonna aim for 9 p.m. tonight. I always say 9, and it ends up being like 10:30. So 9. I'm gonna try for 9 Eastern time. But do hit the bell so you see the notification when I go live. All right, this one's an interesting one, guys. This might be a little too hot for TV, too hot for YouTube. I'm gonna flash it really quick. Okay, it's the title of the book is Bizarre Sex. Okay, this is an underground book from 1982, and I found it in a shop, and it just looked like it came off the shelf, so off the rack rather. So it's a weird book. I think this one might be one of the highest graded. It's very low census, and I'm going to flash it really quick. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Ready? It says, Earthman, give me your seed. And we got a 9.6 on this. 9.6 white page on Bizarre Sex number 10. I was hoping for maybe a 9.8, but I think 9.6 is fair. And that is extremely high grade for this obscure Kitchen Sink Enterprises Kitchen Sink press book from 1982. Bill Stout on that horrific, obscene cover. It's basically an alien vajayjay. Martian Comic Hunter, thank you very much. All right, so that's a win. I'm gonna call that a win. 9.6 on the Bizarre Sex. Let's see what we got next. All right. So I recently came into a nice little kind of a nice William Stout is a legend. You'd know better than I, Davey, but I'm glad to hear that he's a legend, and that is a legendary cover if I've ever seen one. This is Ghost Rider Volume 2, #1, first appearance of Daniel Ketch. Gotta catch them all. That's how I felt when I bought several copies of this newsstand #1 for pretty reasonable price. And I was hoping that with that sort of bulk purchase of newsstand #1s, I might get a 9.8 out of some of them. So I did get a 9.8 newsstand. This thing was worth like $1,000 in 2021, I think. During the boom, I think it's more like 5 now. But still really happy I was able to get a 9.8 newsstand on this book, especially considering I need to recoup some of the funds I put out for all those raw copies. So that's pretty cool. That's a I got a 9.8 newsstand. That's the official 9.8 dance of Comics West Coast Avengers LLC Incorporated. All right, now we're into Not My Book. This is in the genre of Not Mine. And this one belongs to Ricky. Ricky from Instagram. This is your second of 2 books. Ricky, in the other order, got a Cosmic Ghost Rider #1, 1 in 50, Mark Brooks. He got a 9.8 on that one. Let's see if Ricky can go 2 for 2. This is a very limited Ice Cream Man variant, number 26. Carnivore Comics edition. And Ricky got a 9.8, 2 for 2. Congratulations, Ricky. That's a beautiful book. Very rare. I'm going to make a pile for my books and a pile for not my books. So the other thing I wanted to check was, son of a gun. Look what's not included on this label, guys. Newsstand edition, not included on the label. When are they how hard is it for them to adopt this new policy that they're raving about? That's supposed to be all the rage. Oh, we get to see newsstand on the label. Is it like a big internal going on to be able to actually enact that policy? I just submitted this like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I'm happy with the turnaround time. This wasn't even a fast track submission. These books are lightning fast. But why, CGC? Why? I mean, why in the first place? I don't know, because you can see the newsstand here. There are a few books that are newsstand that you cannot see the barcode for. So for example, off the top of my head, Marvel Comics Presents 72. Some of those Marvel Comics Presents, the newsstand barcode is on the back cover. Or sometimes with the more modern newsstands, it's a little hard to differentiate the regular UPC from the newsstand UPC. I get it. Those are useful, right? This one, I don't need it to know that it's a newsstand, but if you say you're going to do it, why aren't you doing it? Curious minds want to know. All right, what's next? Okay, this is another one for Non-Sexual Street Treats, Mr. Matt. Nice name, by the way. I think both of your books are in this order. So this one, yeah, here comes your 2 books, Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt, Non-Sexual Street Treats. These are both books he bought at my auction. We've got a first... I believe it's the first Council of Kangs, but the CGC label just says Kang appearance. This is Avengers #267, direct edition. I thought that this book had a nice 9.6, 9.8 shot. And I'm wondering why they chose to do this with the grade, 9.0 white page. I'm sorry, Matt. I don't know exactly what they're seeing. There is a little bit of a corner issue that I probably didn't press out all the way. I'm also seeing it almost seems like the spine roll that it had maybe reverted a bit. Like maybe I pressed it and it came back a bit. So I apologize. It's not as high as I had hoped, as we had hoped. Root dude, don't. Sorry about that, Matt. We didn't have a win for you on that one. I really think you could try this one again if you wanted to and have a better result. But yeah, that's where we ended up. I mean, it does have a big overlay, like from the back cover, that's just manufacturing. I think maybe it doesn't help the case for the book. In no pun intended, I don't think it helps just the visual appeal of it. Maybe biased the grader a little bit. But man, it's a sharp copy. Oh well. Sorry about that, Matt. Here's your next one. Spectacular Spider-Man 27. First Frank Miller on Daredevil. And this is, I know, Matt fails Matt. I feel really, I feel like I've let our kind down. I've let our people down, Matt, and I apologize for that. CGC fails everyone eventually. Dave is such a CGC hater. I'm more diplomatic. It's just like, I don't know. It's, you got to take the good with the bad, I suppose. Peter Parker Spectacular 27 from 1979. Beautiful book. I think they were all newsstands at this in this age. And we got a 9.6 white. Pretty nice, Matt. We didn't get the 9.8, but 9.6 is pretty nice for that book. So congratulations on that, brother. So Matt got a 9.6 and a 9.0. Not too shabby. What else we got? What else we got? Okay. All right. This is one of mine. This is a Betty and Veronica. What is it called? Archie's Holiday Magic Special. I think I kept one of these raw in case I can get it signed by Dan Parent at some point, but I've just become pretty much a big fan of Dan Parent, pretty big fan of like Archie, good girl, pinup type stuff. And so this is a cool one. And I thought it would probably, it's, you know, they're drying up. I think they only printed 200 of these, and it'll especially be cool around the holiday time. So I'll probably post it for sale closer to that time. But I got a 9.8 on that one. All right, next. Okay, this now we have a series of 8 Billion Genies books that I submitted for myself. This is the Tolly Bow Virgin variant on 8 Billion Genies #1. That's the guy you like. Makes sense why you didn't know who Matthew Southworth was, because he's not Dan Parent. There you go, Davey. There you go. I know that Dan Parent is sort of paying homage to many other Archie type artists before him, probably Matthew Southworth included. Dan Parent is just the most current active artist I know of. Matthew Tolly Bow, 8 Billion Genies, 9.8. Is it Matthew Tolly Bow, or did I just totally make that up? Harvey Tolly Bow. We're just talking about Matthews. Everybody's a Matthew all of a sudden. It's Harvey Tolly Bow. I was like, that would be a coincidence. Why did I just say Matthew? Here is the Vaniversary variant, which is one of a few different covers that kind of crosses over with, I think, Curse Words, which is a previous Charles Sewell image book. Yeah, that's a really cool cover. This one is the Vaniversary, another limited variant on issue #1. We got a 9.8 on that one. Next up, another 8 Billion Genies. Is the 1 in 50 Glitter Cat. I sold one of these to Davey, and it's going back in his own submission. This is the one that I kept for myself, and the 1 in 50 Glitter Cat is a 9.8. This is one I'll probably keep at least until we get a little more news about the potential shows and movies, because I'm a cat guy, and I like this cover, and I like this comic book a lot. Okay, next is my Riri Decal. So I've had this in a 9.8 before. Every 8 Billion Genies cover looks like some version of Mr. Sparkle. That's true. I've had this book in a 9.8 before. I've had it in a 9.6 before as well. I think I sold my last copy to Comics and Wine. Shout out to Brian. But I tried to repeat the magic. I got this copy raw from, I believe, a seller in Poland. And we didn't quite get there this time with a 9.6 that I will have to look at, because I felt pretty good about this one. Felt pretty solid. It might be a color rub issue. Yeah, I see a little color rub nick on the back spine. It's just frustrating when you get a 9.6 back that's like it could have gone either way. It's not like you're like, oh, I see. I can definitely like there are certain 9.6s that you're like, there's no point in resubmitting because it is every bit of a 9.6, and there are others where you're just like, could have gone either way. Like I've definitely seen 9.8s with more defects than that. That's what's frustrating. Okay, this was one of my copies of La Mole Ultimate Fallout that essentially I chose to cross over a certain amount of books from CBCS back over to CGC because I'm doing more CGC these days. And this was one of them. But one of the reasons that tipped the scales in that direction for me on that copy was I sold one of my CBCS 9.8s for a good price to Mike Hammond. Shout out to Mike. So I'd already sort of recouped some money that way, but the book was starting to dip in price a little bit, and I figured I wanted to go for the Miles Morales custom label. But much to my chagrin, they have retired that label, which I think is so sad. Like I don't think I'm over it. I don't know if I'm ever going to get over the fact that they retired the Miles and the Surfer labels. Like I had so many books planned for those. I just take too long to get through pressing and submitting books because it's not my full-time job. My full-time job is buying and selling comics, and I need more of myself in order to press and submit books more effectively. At any rate, I missed the window. I'm not over it. I'm still mad, but I had already committed to cracking it out of the CBCS, so I went ahead and I got a 9.8 CGC, which is still cool because, it's a little more. We all know that CBCS has a slightly lower premium than CGC. Okay, now I've got 3 copies of this book. 3 copies of this book, the Bagley Ultimate Fallout second print. All right, 3 copies. Why do I have 3 copies? Because why do I have 3 copies? Because I had 3 CBCS copies, and same deal with the foil with the La Mole. What really bugs me is when my dad calls me and I send it to voicemail and he calls me again. It's like, I know you called. I already know you called once. You don't have to call again. He's never going to watch this. All right. But shout out to my dad. I mean, I love you, Dad. Again, you're not watching right now, but I don't want to take calls from my father for granted, but he calls me literally 3 times a day. Okay. Sorry about that. This is Mark Bagley's second print Ultimate Fallout. I had 3 CBCS copies, right? I had a 9.8 and 2 9.6s. It's the worst breakup I ever went through, and it still hurts. Exactly. That's how I feel about those custom labels. That's exactly right. I thought you were talking about with my father. Also true. Anyway, so I had a 9.8 and 2 9.6s. I was hoping for at least 1 9.8 back, if not more. Again, I was also hoping for those custom labels, but they were not to be. So I ended up with a 9.8 and 2 9.6s. So I ended up with the exact same grades, which is actually, I'll take it, because when I actually cracked those things out, actually even before I cracked them out, I had already committed to crossing over. I was like, I think I'll be lucky to hold these grades. I just want them in the CGC. I want them in the custom, which wasn't to happen. I got 1 out of 3. So yeah, but here's the catch, guys. The 9.8 I had already pre-sold to my buddy Jonathan. Shout out JMA. And Jonathan don't play with no CBCS. He is a very particular collector, both in terms of condition, like he will not have anything sub 9.8 in his collection, and he will not have anything CBCS in his collection. And even 9.8s that have defects that bother him, he doesn't want it in his collection. In other words, He has OCD. But I mean, he's a very discerning, particular collector. So he bought my 9.8 from me, and said, and I was like, yeah, I mean, in my anecdotal experience, CBCS is a harsher grader than CGC 9 out of 10 times. So in my ballpark logic, I was like, yeah, if it's a CBCS 9.8, it's 90% chance you're going to get a CGC 9.8. However, when I opened up that 9.8, I was like, God damn, this was actually a pretty generous 9.8. So then I felt like, all right, Jonathan, listen, I'm submitting 3 of these things anyway. You're going to get a guaranteed 9.8. If I get any of these 9.8, you're going to get one. So that's what happened. I don't even think that this copy is the same one that he bought. I'm actually quite sure of it. This was not the same one. So, the 9.8 CBCS did end up getting a 9.6 CGC. So it went the wrong way. Like that's not always, you think CBCS is harsher, but it's not always the case. This copy that was the 9.8 had this little ding. See that little tick on the spine right there? I got that out of the case. I was like, this is not a shoe-in. This, if anything, is one of the worst candidates of the 3. So at any rate, I'm glad we got one, and I'm glad that Jonathan gets to maintain his 9.8 status. So I'm going to put the 9.6s in my camp. And, I don't feel that bad about it either, in terms of a loss for me, because it's like, because he already paid a 9.8 price. You know what I mean? He paid a 9.8 price that was fair for a CBCS 9.8. So he should have that, it's not like a guarantee, but he should have that extra assurance. Okay, now this one's really exciting. So some of you guys might know here on YouTube a YouTuber named Comic Book Investments. I think his name's David. Wait a minute, Dave? West Coast Dave. Other West Coast fake Dave. Everybody on YouTube's named Dave or Matt. It's either Matt or Dave. That's it. So anyway, I purchased. So Dave from Comic Book Investments he has a site called Collectors Comics. Am I going long? Are you guys all right? Are you with me here? We've got 4 o'clock. It's 4 Eastern. 5 watching. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks people for watching on the replay. And once again, as a reminder, if you're just joining, I am going to be here on YouTube tonight for my live sale. Many of these books will be for sale tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern on YouTube. At any rate, I bought a bunch of books on the Collectors Comics website because they had an internal, like an internal auction event with a lot of graded books, some raw as well, that were, from their inventory, and it was not run off of eBay. It was run off of like a proprietary or private auction format on their own webpage. So I felt like it was a good opportunity to pick up some books under market value, because I figured, how many fewer eyeballs are on these auctions, in this sort of obscure format than an eBay auction. So I basically put kind of like lowball final bids on a bunch of books relative to FMV, and I ended up winning a bunch of books, which was cool. So, these 2 books, 2 copies of Amazing Fantasy 15, the 2006 Volume 2, First Amadeus Cho, I picked up in grades 9.2 and 9.6, and I got them for under market finishing costs. So shout out to Comic Book Investments, and I believe their website is called Collectors Comics. You might want to check them out and look out for auctions, because you might be able to get deals there. At any rate, I looked these over in the cases and I found upgrade potential. And this is one of the best, I would say this is one of the best upgrades I've ever had the pleasure of having. So the 9.2, which I got for who knows how low of a cost, ended up as a 9.6 I'm very happy with. They did press really well. I feel like that, there's a color rub issue that holds us back from 9.8, but color rub is really, really subjective. If I've learned nothing else, it's that color rub on the back of modern books is very subjective because some of it is allowable and some of it's not, and it's completely subjective what the grader considers to be allowable on that day, and it depends on what issue and all that. The 9.6 became a Amazing Fantasy 15 9.8. We got a 9.8. I've never had this book before in 9.8. If your name is Comic Book Flipping, hands off, buddy. Hands off. You're not picking up my graded copies. I know the Comic Book Flipping, he probably has 30 copies of this graded right now, and he's trying to add on, and he ain't getting my copies. He's had enough. I'm cutting him off. He's already bought like 3 copies from me, and I'm just kidding, Comic Book Flipping, Chris. Sort of. But I don't think I am selling these right now because they are really at a low, and we haven't seen Amadeus Cho yet. I might just have to hoard those 2 copies for a little while myself. But that was a really good pickup for me, not to toot my own horn, but just to get those at under market values in 9.2, 9.6 and convert them into 9.6, 9.8 was a really, really big win. All right, this one is another one that again, this is one that I really would have liked. I really would have liked that newsstand nomenclature on the blue label right here. I was expecting it, and I didn't get it because this is a newsstand on Moreland, the first Moreland ASM 30 Volume 2. First J. Scott Campbell on Spider-Man. First appearance of Moreland in a newsstand, extremely rare. We got a 9.8. This is a huge 9.8. This will be for sale tonight. I haven't decided what to price it at yet, but this came back 9.6, from my first grading. I even had a Spidey custom label on it, which is now retired as well. But hey, I'll take a 9.8, no custom versus a 9.6 custom. And I just did not see why it was a 9.6. I repressed it. I put it back in, and we got a 9.8, and I'm super stoked. It's another one of those that really could have gone either way, I think, and luckily it went our way this time, and not a moment too soon because Moreland is popping up in the news. 385. I don't think I would even accept that if you added 2 decimal points, Dave, but thank you for your offer. All right. Next, we in this CGC submission, we have 7 more to show, 7 more books to show, and then I'm going to show you 51 more CBCS labs, whether you like it or not. All right. I don't even remember what's in there, but again, hey, they decided to wake up to the newsstand edition on this one. What do you know? They decided to put newsstand edition on this one completely randomly. Why, guys? It's the same submission. This isn't that complicated, like, to keep this standard. If it's a newsstand, you put newsstand. I thought I was all ready to like look on the website and see like this will go into effect on November or something, like something next month, to excuse them from omitting the newsstand edition on so many of the other books in the submission. But they put it on this one. What is going on? Anyway, Chippendale Rescue Rangers number 1, 9.6. Not too bad. Chippendale is another book that I bought multiples of along with the Ghost Rider one. Okay, this one's really fun. No newsstand edition on this label. Okay, CGC, I don't understand the criteria here. This is another one that was an upgrade. I wonder if I have my labels handy. I would love to be able to show you the original label on this, but I don't think I have them handy at the moment. Or do I? Hang on a sec, guys. Everything's still in flux over here. I found some blue labels. this it? No. Just a minute. I don't know if this is the right stack of labels. I don't know if this is the right time to be doing this. Probably not. All right. I found some labels. I don't know if these are the right ones. But I just wanted to show you the upgrade here visually. Dave says, ouch, I'm hurting my thumb. Just looking at my books that I got back 2 days ago, no newsstand notes either. Great. Thanks, CGC. Let's see if we have the rocket label here. I have a feeling these are older labels. Eventually, I'm going to have to... I am going to have to send these back in. That's what you're supposed to do, guys. You're supposed to send these labels back in when you crack shit out. Okay, I couldn't find the label. That was a huge waste of time. Sorry, guys. But suffice it to say, I believe this was an 8.5 or a 9.0, and I used my handy-dandy new blue LED treatment on this bad boy, along with some, humidity in the press. I always felt like this book had more potential. I remember buying it kind of as like a near mint way back in the day for like $100. I felt like I overpaid. And now with this grade in a CGC label, I feel finally like I did all right. This is a 9.4 white page. I treated every page of this book. I whitened this up. This used to be an 8.5 off-white to white CBCS, and we got a 9.4 white page CGC first rocket. I think this book is way down, as is most things in the market, but I just really like this book a lot. I like the character a lot. I'm super stoked to finally have upgraded that grade. All right. Here's another copy of Chippendale, newsstand, with the newsstand on the label. We got a 9.8 on that one, and that one is a beast. This one is really hard to find in this grade with newsstand. This one's really hard to find, and this might be one that I put on eBay because there's none others available. So we'll see what happens with that one. Okay, here is a Darth Vader 3, Dr. Aphra. I think that's the first print. And on this one, we got a 9.6. I believe that to be a fair grade. Yes, I would agree with that grade. I'm not going to try to bump that one, but I'm glad I got it graded. Okay, we got it in Humans 5. Davey, I think this is the one that I found with you in Washington when I was out there in that weird barn that we found some books in or whatever. I think this is that copy of Inhumans 5. 9.8, and all the slabs just fell over, and now they're all worthless. Just kidding. They're fine. Everything's fine. Need to do some damage control. They're all great. This new plastic is very slippery when wet. Anyway, I don't need to. I'm just going to make 2 different stacks here. All right. That is my Kryptonite comic. Walt says he got 16 Darth Vader 3s. Holy shit. You got all the different colors of the rainbow on that, Walt? And do you have do you have the 1 in 25 as well? It's a great book. I love the character, and I love how undervalued it is right now. But that's awesome, Walt. It's kind of chilly today. Nice slabs. Thanks, South Shore. Appreciate it. South Shore is going to be here shortly. Oh, he's here. All right, CJ. 1 second. Let me show these last two real quick. Silk, the Zulo Virgin, and final Ghost Rider copy was a 9.6. So I sort of tested the waters with my newsstands, the Ghost Rider newsstand, and the Chippendale newsstand. I did 2 of each, and on each one I got a 9.6 and 9.8. So I'm pretty happy with those. Guys, why don't we do our little music for a second while I go let my friend in, and then we'll sit in awkward silence. No, then I'm gonna unbox 51 CBCS slabs. Thanks for coming, man. You can work on whatever while I finish this here video. Hey guys, my friend CJ's here from South Shore Comics. He's helping out today. So sorry for the delay. Do I still have, wow, you guys are patient. I still have 3 people here. Oh, and I froze? Uh-oh. Walt's working on the 1 in 25. Very good. And Dave says I froze, but maybe it's just because I left. I think I'm still hopefully here with you guys. So that was my 25 books. Congratulations to Ricky for his 9.8. And I guess most of the stuff from this order was in my other 25, like RW, Is, JMA, Hauser, Snake Eyes, all you guys. By the way, if you guys are, I'm on a little delay. Okay. Well, hopefully we do okay tonight. I might try to leech off somebody else's Wi-Fi in the building. But if you guys are here bidding and claiming on tonight's auction, we'll have to do a whole thing of like making sure I know what your Instagram handle is, because a lot of you guys, I don't know what your names are here on the YouTubes. Okay, we just got an announcement about Geiger, guys. Key collector alert in real time. Looks like Geiger just got announced. It will be adapted for TV by Justin Simeon alongside Johns for Paramount Television. I believe Justin Simeon is an alum of my alma mater, Chapman University, where I went to film school. Justin Simeon, if I'm thinking of the right guy, he did Dear Black People as a movie and a TV series. And I've seen him, he seems like a cool guy, very talented director. So it looks like he's going to be doing Geiger for TV for Paramount Television. Very cool. Dave says use Jot form. Oh, is that like that's like an info app where you get people's info? I'll have to talk to you about that. Probably a plugin or something, I'd imagine. All right, you guys ready to see all these CBCS slabs? This is an order I'm less familiar with because I checked it less recently. And let's see what I got in there. There's some good stuff. It's just going to take me a minute to get it out of the box. Give me a moment, guys. What's everybody been up to this week? How is everybody's week going? All 4 of you, talk amongst yourselves. That's not gonna work. Do you guys think I should try to resub the Riri? I kind of feel like I should try that one again. I'll have to go back through it with that in mind. Got this really bad thing on my thumb I keep re-injuring because you use your hands with comic books. All right, opening up box number 1. One of two. And you know, as fun as the slab grab was last week or 2 weeks ago, guys, I'm not going to do that again with these just because it takes a lot of energy to try to, you know, fill the spots, and we're just going to sell these the good old-fashioned way. Most of which at tonight's auction. Did I move my computer? It's been fuzzy. Didn't move it at all. Nope. It's just a really crappy connection. Is it really fuzzy? Can't see. Can't talk to the hand. Can't see a funny book. I could stop this live stream and start another one. But this is a good test though, because I might just have to figure out, like, redouble my efforts in trying to find somebody to like leech off of for Wi-Fi in the building, because right now I'm using like a Cox hotspot. And it doesn't work that well, even though I'm paying for it. Let me know if that gets better, Dave, before I get into these. It has been a saga trying to get internet access in this building since I moved in here. I've had people from Verizon show up, Cox show up, and no one seems to be able to help me. What's up, Smokey? Smokey says it's very blurry. How about I try... I'm going to turn off my video for... Okay, I just turned it back on. Let me know if it has improved at all, guys. Looks like I'm on a delay. You're saying it's the black screen of doom. What about now? Back but still blurry. Okay. Well, I don't know, guys. Perhaps we should call it for now. And I'll get these sort of, you know, ready to present to you guys in a bit. Maybe I'll do like another preview a little bit later once I get more secure Wi-Fi. But this is a good test, so I won't rely on this for tonight's sale. I'll figure out another solution. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably you know, stop this video now. And thanks for your patience, everybody, and thanks for joining for the unboxing. I'll go through all the CBCS stuff another time soon, and I'll announce it on my Instagram page. Don't forget to like, even though we had technical difficulties. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the CGC submission books. And I'll see you guys on the next video. And tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, probably here on YouTube for the sale. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye.